In 1972, the UN General Assembly designated 5th June as World Environment Day. The first celebration under the slogan "Only One Earth" took place in 1974. In the following years, World Environment Day has developed as a platform to raise awareness on the problems facing our environment, such as air pollution, plastic pollution, illegal wildlife trade, sustainable consumption, sea level increase, and food security, among others. Furthermore, World Environment Day helps drive change in consumption patterns and in national and international environmental policy. World Environment Day is the largest global platform for environmental public outreach and is celebrated by millions of people across the world. World Environment Day is an occasion to educate the public on environmental issues of concern, to mobilize political will and resources to address global environmental problems, and to celebrate and reinforce achievements of humanity. Today, the 5th June 2022 is observed as World Environment Day. And the theme of this year's World Environment Day is Only One Earth. And this theme for this year means that we have to preserve our Mother Nature in all aspects of life. It calls us to create an awareness on how to preserve nature and also how to sustain it. World Environment Day also calls us to be responsible citizens, as we can see that the nature is depleting, and observing World Environmental Day will also give us a sense of responsibility to conserve nature. Only One Earth 2022 is a global campaign for this year's World Environmental Day. It calls for a transformative and collective action for Mother Nature. It also calls us to celebrate, restore, and heal our planet Earth. The World Environment Day 2022 global campaign, Only One Earth, calls for transformative changes to policies and choices to enable cleaner, greener, and sustainable living in harmony with nature. It will focus on the need to live sustainably in harmony with nature and our possibilities for shifting to a greener lifestyle through both policies and individual choices. Only One Earth was the motto for the 1972 Stockholm Conference. 50 years on, the motto is as pertinent as ever. This planet is our only home, and humanity must safeguard its finite resources.
We are using an equivalent of 1.6 Earths to maintain our current way of life, and ecosystem cannot keep up with our demands. The gap between what we need to spend to adapt and what we are actually spending is widening, and this is a very, very serious issue. We all have to remember that all we have is one Earth, one planet in common, and this is the only planet that is a living planet that supports life. We need to do all we can to make sure that our planet stays living, our planet stays to continue to support life. All at the moment, we are using an equivalent of 1.6 Earths to maintain our current way of life, and ecosystem cannot keep up with our demands. Because of this, we are seeing different reactions from environment. The temperature globally are rising, and we are witnessing an extension at a global scale. a rapid decrease in the biodiversity. The gap between what we need to spend to adapt and what we are actually spending is widening. And my dear friends, this is a matter of serious concern. Why? Because all we have in common is our only planet, the only planet that supports life. We need to do everything possible to make sure that our planet continues to support life. And this year, on the occasion of World Environment Day, the global theme is only one Earth. I urge each and every one of you, let us join our hands together for our planet. Let us stand together for our planet to make sure that our planet stays living and continues to support us and to fulfill our all necessities. Let us all join our hands together because all we have in common is only one Earth.
Do you know why this day is important? This day is important because of the United Nations. It has picked that particular day in order to commemorate the importance of our one beloved Earth, the little blue planet. And we are so lucky to be living in such a planet because it is neither too hot nor is it too cold. Why is it neither too hot or too cold? In the solar system, we exist in a zone which is also known as the Goldilocks zone. And so we are so blessed that we are neither too far away from the sun or too close to it. So the conditions are perfect. But as days go by, in the modern world, we see this entire blessing being discarded by our own carelessness. We see that pollution levels have actually caused this intense change in the entire planet, which can bring about climate change. As such, we are in a dire state of conditions. United Nations has actually come up with this World Environment Day since 1972, and it was first celebrated in Sweden. However, it was officially celebrated in 1974. And did you know, the first time the Stockholm Convention, which was to celebrate this wonderful occasion, it also came up with a theme which was only one Earth. So now, what is our duty to this Mother Earth? Our duty to the Mother Earth is to take good care of it, is to establish ways and policies of how we will go about seeking sustainable development. So, what are we waiting for? If you want to be a champion for planet Earth, we only have one planet and we live in it. So go do your part and go green.
As we are all aware, time is running out and nature is in an emergency mode. To keep global warming below 1.5 degrees Celsius this century, we must halve annual greenhouse gas emissions by 2030. Without action, exposure to air pollution beyond safe guidelines will increase by 50% within the decade, and plastic waste flowing into aquatic ecosystems will nearly triple by 2040. We need urgent action to address these pressing issues, making only one Earth, and its focus on living sustainably in harmony with nature as pertinent as ever.
Every year, the 5th of June, the world celebrates World Environment Day. This year, the United Nations has come up with a theme, Only One Earth, which highlights and focuses on the need to live sustainably in harmony with nature by bringing about transformative changes through policies and through our choices. To live towards a cleaner, greener lifestyle. Only One Earth was a theme, was a motto for the 1972 Stockholm conference 50 years ago.
Truly transformative options towards sustainability need to be available, affordable, and attractive for people to make better daily decisions. Key areas for transformation include how we build and live in our homes, cities, and places of work and worship, how and where our money is invested, and what we do for fun. But others of greater magnitude also include energy, production systems, global trade and transport systems, and protection of biodiversity. Our planet Earth is facing a triple planetary emergency. Climate being one of them is heating up too quickly, making all living beings difficult to adapt. Second, which is habitat loss, 1 million species is facing extinction. The third one, which is pollution, it continues to poison our land, water and air, which also makes us difficult to adapt.
According to many of us, Environment Day is just planting trees, stopping deforestation and all. But then we really need to look at environmental defilement, not just in a logical manner, but then in a more of an emotional and psychological point of view. As in, we have only one Earth. This is the Earth which our future generations will also live in. This is the same Earth that our forefathers were given, the same Earth that our forefathers made great innovations, inventions, and it's the same Earth that they have destroyed, and it's the same Earth that we're currently destroying now. Taking this concept of only one Earth into a much more simpler way, as we all say, each life is important. Like my life is important, your life is important. Taking it collectively, like Earth inhabits billions of life, if not trillions of life forms. So if just one life is so important, just think of how much Mother Earth, the Earth that gives us life, that inhabits us, how important it is, and we're just destroying it, harming it, just for each man's greed. As Mahatma Gandhi once said, Earth can satisfy every man's needs, but not every man's greed. It is this greed that has caused an ecological imbalance in our nature, which has led to the depletion of so many resources. It's led to environmental defilement, degradation, that has caused ecological imbalance in a vast manner. So it is time for us to start taking little steps towards protecting and conserving the environment, because the environment, our Mother Nature, is already damaged enough, and it's being destroyed every single second of every day. So we need to start taking small steps towards protecting and conserving the environment for a more sustainable future. And it is these small steps, taking it collectively, which will create a vast impact on our environment. As they say, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, the second best time is today.
Many of these options can also and only be created by larger entities. National and subnational governments, financial institutions, businesses, international organizations, and other organizations with the power to rewrite the rules, frame our ambition, and open up new horizons. Nevertheless, individuals and civil society are pivotal advocates, awareness raisers, and supporters. Educational institutions also play an important role in sensitizing and creating awareness related to the environment. What a child learns early in life for cleanliness, conservation, and wise use of resources would stay with him all his life.
Individuals and civil societies must play a key role in raising awareness and urging government to take necessary steps in order to protect our planet, our only living planet. And I would also request each and every one of you that small efforts, small individual efforts that we make. For example, if we throw the garbage, the trash at a very particular place where they are supposed to be thrown, we eat chocolate and we throw the wrapper in the dustbin. This small action can really help in giving a very large and big image, a green image, a clean image. We should all do everything we can to protect our only living planet.
Now, what is sustainable living? Coming to it, we need to understand that if we want our earth to be greener and better, we need to live sustainably. We need to live with the choices we make in order to make sure that our future generations are not compromised. Sustainable living is achieved by making choices that aim to reduce our individual and collective environmental impact, by making positive changes to offset climate change and reduce environmental damage. It is a way to reduce our carbon footprint and better use the Earth's resources to minimize the environmental damage that can be caused by our lifestyle choices. Now, the choices we make today that will definitely and positively impact the planet tomorrow. It means thinking of the needs of our future generations by ensuring that they will inherit a safe and healthy planet to live and thrive on.
A carefully designed learning system through which youngsters are exposed to various aspects of environmental conservation would help him develop a deep understanding of it. Children should be made aware of the threats of environmental degradation and should encourage to act responsibly. A child should not be taught the name of a flower, rather he should know why the flower is important in that ecosystem. Children learn and unlearn many things, but if at regular intervals they are made aware of their role in environmental conservation, they would turn out to be a green ambassador. A well-designed environmental education system would include both theoretical as well as practical exposure to environment conservation. The more we raise our voices, emphasize what needs to be done, and point out who is responsible, the faster change will come. By supporting World Environment Day 2022 and the Only One Earth campaign, we can help ensure this unique and beautiful planet remains a comfortable home for humanity.
There are ways in which we can make our home sustainable. That is by using lesser water, adopting greener technologies, start a compost bin, consume fewer produce overall. If we can recycle everything and produce eco-friendly goods. Monitor our energy usage, that is very important. Create less food waste and save money by pre-proportioning. We need to reach out to our local government officials in order to make sure that we need to champion these green energy policies and support local shops to prevent shipping. As we all know, we are all in this trend where we order things online, and just imagine the amount of plastic that we have collected so far. And of course, one of those ways in which we can live sustainably is if we can try to use the public transport as much as possible. Every human being, we have a right to a healthy environment, but with every right comes duties and responsibilities. Therefore, we need to act now, be responsible and uphold our duties as a citizen of this planet. We have only one Earth. Change starts from home, our mindset, how we teach our children, how we live by example.
out of this dilemma is to help transform our economies and societies to make them inclusive and more connected with nature. Therefore, we must shift from harming the planet Earth to healing it. The good news is that solutions and technology exist, and it is increasingly affordable. World Environment Day is important. It provides us the opportunity to teach and create an awareness to our loved one, family and friends about the physical environment and how fragile and indispensable our Mother Nature is. Therefore, World Environment Day inspires us to do something and fix the environment we can't live without.